So with the recent updates of the new Dragon Ball Super Chapter 9 manga release, guys, we have tons of information surrounding Frost versus Goku, but today we're going to be diving into the possibility of the tournament finale and who we essentially will have pair up against the final competitors in the Universal God Destruction Tournament. And joining me here today, guys, is none other than JRZ Sand. And right now I want to ask you, going into this tournament and seeing thus far having Goku versus Frost, having Goku versus Botamo, having a possible Frost versus Piccolo outcome with other fighters coming about, where do you see this tournament transitioning in terms of going towards the finals, and who do you think is going to end up in the final rounds of this tournament? Because for me personally, I will say, based off of the vibe that I've been getting off Hit and Monaka in Dragon Ball's chapter mangas number 8 and 9, especially with chapter manga number 9, after seeing Hit there, and Hit being so calm but yet so deadly looking, I do believe that Hit is definitely going to make it up until like the final rounds. But who he's gonna fight is quite unknown. Personally, for me, I do believe that Hit will actually get to fight Monaka in the very end, therefore, breaking the barriers of many aspects, people finding out how strong Monaka is, people wondering how strong Hit is, and in my personal opinion, having those two collide, being the respective team leaders, of course, would be absolutely awesome. So for me personally, I would love to see Hit versus Monaka, only because we do have a better understanding as to who Monaka is. Monaka being one of the strongest, fighters that Beerus has ever faced, and Beerus is really strong in and of itself. And we have Hit, and we don't really know too much about him, but Piccolo does get a very weird vibe from him. So if you had to pair up, the final competitors in this tournament, who would you put together and why? Because for me, I would pair up Monaka and Hit. So who would you guys, who would you pair up?
I would pair up Hit and Vegeta.
Really, why?
Yeah, I was about to say, people were asking probably why. I just feel like Hit is Vegeta of the past. I mean, Vegeta's changed a lot. He's had a change of heart. He's more humble now because he's not so full of himself as much anymore because of the fact that there's gods and he's met them, and now he's
humbled himself. So wait, you mean characteristic wise, like he has similar traits to Hit?
Because yeah, from before, because just the way Hit was sitting down watching the tournament, that's exactly the way Vegeta used to be. If you watch the series. Again, you can kind of see the similarities. I mean, they sit down, they have their eyes closed, kind of like they don't care what's happened. They just know when they get in there, they're going to whoop some ass.
A serious fighter-based character,
fighter-based character. So I just feel like Vegeta fighting Hit, it'd just be a serious, man-to-man badass battle, and there'd be no playing around at all.
Oh, absolutely. You're very right. I mean, the fanboy inside of me would say Goku versus Hit, only because it's fucking Goku. But knowing Goku's overconfidence and him being cocky and stuff, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't try as hard as someone like Vegeta. And I kind of see your point. But, how would you even spark that battle? Because, again, you would have Vegeta being, the Prince of All Saiyans, him being a god, going up against this mysterious warrior. Don't you think he'd be a little overconfident as well? I mean, given the circumstance that he's always been that way, with him having pride and him, always allowing his opponent to transcend further in power, because we saw that with Cell, we saw that with Boo and whatnot. So do you think he would let that slip up, or do you think he would actually take Hit serious from the get-go and try to put him down right away?
I think he'd do it right away because of the fact of how he was in Resurrection of F, more recent. I mean, regardless what state of mind Frieza was in, he just went straight at him, dude. I mean, he went berserk pretty much at Frieza.
Okay, but what about Monaka? Because he hasn't been talked about, he hasn't been showcased at all. Where would you rank him? Because he does look very mysterious in and of itself as well. He looks very serious, and honestly, he just looks like he doesn't give a shit, because his overall facial expression, it's just very blank. And first of all, it looks like he doesn't even want to be there, first and foremost. Now, when you back him up against the wall and he has nowhere to run, how far is he gonna go to get himself out of that situation is the question. Now, I think, based off of what was going on with Beerus and Whis, especially with Whis having a bit of concern going into this, going into having to pick him up and stuff, because Whis told Beerus in episode 29 and 30, he was like, well, I'm not entirely sure if you want to do this, and if you want to go see him, it's been a long time. And Beerus is like, don't worry, it's been a long time, but let me do all the talking. So obviously there's tension there, and therefore, which actually leads me to believe that Monaka is a character that is very nonchalant, very quiet, but but just don't interact with him, because he probably has that side to him where he just doesn't want to be bothered. And once he's pushed to the point where he has to fight, I do think that he will unleash the power that's needed to put his opponent down. Now, whether or not he has that power to put down Hit is unknown. But like in terms of like battle sequences, you're saying that Vegeta versus Hit would produce better content, in an essence, than Monaka and Hit, right?
I do believe so. I really do. What if we don't even get to Monaka because of the fact Vegeta, all seriousness, going into this tournament, you know, lights out. And that would be the biggest, probably, like, what the hell, you know?
That would be the biggest upset ever, because Vegeta wiping out everybody, I don't know about that one, because I do think this. I do think that Vegeta will get quite a few eliminations. If he does fight, if he does fight Vegeta, I think he's gonna beat him. If he does square up against Frost, I do think he would get the upper hand on him and put him down for the count. But that also means he has to go through Kabe, who's also a mysterious Saiyan, and that also means he's gonna have to go through Hit. I mean, that's fighting 4 dudes at once. Like, is Vegeta physically and mentally ready to combat 4 dudes at once? Like, given the circumstance that there is no rest period.
Yeah, and the craziest thing is that we don't have a damn 5th member in our team.
Yes. All right. Like, here's the thing. Right? Do you think that position is gonna be filled up?
I don't know. They haven't mentioned it. They don't even freaking care anymore. And it's not looking good for Universe 7.
Can you imagine if, like, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Monaka went down, and, like, Team Fierce is eliminated until the 5th fighter shows up? Then again, the 5th fighter could be anybody, and some people are speculating that it is Gohan, but I truly highly doubt that. But let's say, for example, there were to be a 5th fighter. Like, would you have that fighter be Gohan?
I mean, I would, to touch the fan base. I mean, that'd probably be the biggest thing to touch the fan base, right? There's a lot of Gohan fans out there.
Right.
But I don't see how much more he can do, considering Goku and Vegeta have been training in the hyperbolic time chamber
for 3 days, aka 3 years,
Yeah, 3 years. So, I mean, unless Gohan has
mastered some sort of ancient, it ain't happening. It's not happening. But, like, what I do think here is, I think, in my opinion, this is going to be a 4-on-5 battle. I don't think that the last entry will be replaced. Only because we just started, so that would mean the 5th fighter is going to have to take the test, and then he's going to have to see who he's going to fight, and like the entire process. So I think that entire process is over and done with. Then again, I might be wrong. Comment down below if you think I'm wrong on that. But the final round, dude, I think they're saving the best for last. However, in Japan, in Times Square and whatnot, they're advertising Hit versus Goku. Everyone is talking about Hit versus Goku. If Goku gets eliminated, how the hell is this fight going to happen?
How is that possible?
Exactly. How is the fight going to happen if he's supposed to get eliminated, correct?
Yeah.
So, do you see that happening? Do you see Hit versus Goku?
Look, we're all speculating kind of what we know. Something unknown is going to happen.
Which is going to cause Goku to fight him, you think?
I don't know what's gonna, like I said, something unknown to our minds right now. Toriyama's gonna mind drill us all, dude. I swear, because they have been advertising with Hit and Goku
for a while now. Absolutely,
for a while, exactly. And I mean, that's a hint. That has to be a hint. You just don't advertise something and it just mean nothing, right? That's not a marketing strategy.
No, absolutely right.
So I just feel like something's gonna happen. We don't know. We don't even know the basis of what's gonna happen or what can happen. We're just kind of following the line of the tournament of what's gonna happen, who's gonna show up in the finals. But there's gonna be a bump on that road that we're following to the very end, and something's gonna happen. I don't know, man.
I mean, you're absolutely right. But again, if it does come down to a finale where we need 2 characters, I truly do believe that it's going to be Monaka. Monaka is not going to do anything till the end, and Hit as well. Not unless, of course, like you said, something happens where it just swerves us all, and it leaves us to like wonder, like, okay, well, what's gonna happen next? But for the finals, I think it's gonna be Hit versus Monaka. You think it's gonna be Hit versus Vegeta? Comment down below, guys, as to what like participants you guys think are gonna fight within the finals of the tournament, and let us know your overall thoughts and predictions. Once again, guys, thank you all for watching. If you guys are Dragon Ball fans, don't forget to subscribe. That way, you guys don't miss a single Dragon Ball episode. If you guys enjoyed and cannot wait for more Dragon Ball Super. Smash that like button, leave your overall thoughts down in the comment section below. Tune in for more, guys. Check out Jared's saying as well down in the description below. And on that note, guys, we'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.